Now I want to do a complete test before I end this session. So let us do the complete test and let us find out. Now I'm going to give you the techniques. Now be very careful. This is the most important part of the test. Now what happens is that the IELTS test is played for about all the 4 sections. The test is played for about 30 minutes. And before every section, you are given 30 seconds to look at the questions. That is the best time when you look at the question and you underline the keywords, you anticipate what you are going to hear, and you try to focus on what to listen to. In section 1, you not only get 30 seconds to read the question, but because there is an example also, that gives you another 30 seconds. So you have to read these 10 questions, underline the keywords, and by that you can anticipate also and focus on the listening to get the right answers. For example, listen to the interview and answer questions 1 to 10. And here the directions that they are looking for is that they want you to circle the appropriate letters A, B, or C from the multiple choice. And since there is they have given an example, we know that whatever you are going to listen to will be about eating habits. So let's do it and let's employ it. Now in the 30 seconds or maybe up to seconds that you are given, read the questions carefully, underline the keywords. And in that free time, I am going to read the questions with you and I am going to try to underline the keywords. Okay, so let's start the test.
Focus on listening 1. Students' Union Survey. Section 1. You will hear a student being interviewed as part of a Students' Union survey. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 7.
This is the time. Quickly look, what is the Students' Union planning to produce? So what is the Students' Union planning to produce? So what? That is the keyword. Number 2, what is the student's favorite food? So we have to listen for the favorite food. What is his least favorite food? So which is the least favorite food? Which meals does he eat in a day?
You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played twice.
Hi, I'm from this Students' Union. We're doing a survey of students' eating habits. Is it all right if I ask you a few questions?
The survey is about eating habits, so the answer is C. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 7.
Hi, I'm from this Students' Union. We're doing a survey of students' eating habits. Is it all right if I ask you a few questions?
Oh, will it take long?
No, not really. 5 minutes maybe? There aren't all that many questions.
And what's it for exactly?
Well, we wanted to get an idea of the sort of things students eat on a regular basis and find out how aware people are about diet and nutrition and things. The idea is to produce an information leaflet about healthy eating.
Oh, yeah. I suppose something like that would be quite useful. A leaflet, I mean. Well, especially for new students. Anyway, what do you want to know exactly?
OK. First question. What would you say your favourite food is?
Oh, that's easy. A burger and chips. Lots of chips. Well, I must say, I like a nice Chinese meal as well. And maybe spaghetti once in a while, but no, the best has got to be a burger.
OK. And what's your least favourite food?
Let me think. Well, I've never been that keen on cauliflower. Or fish. The smell puts me off. But, no, the thing I really can't stand is salad. Rabbit food, I call it. I know lettuce and things are supposed to be healthy and all that, but, well, it's just not a real meal, is it?
Tut tut. You're getting into some bad habits there, you know. Anyway, moving on. Let's take a typical day. How many meals do you have? I mean, proper sit-down meals, not snacks.
Well, I nearly always oversleep, which means I generally skip breakfast altogether. And then I'll probably just have a bar of chocolate for lunch. So in answer to your question, I don't sit down to a proper meal till the evening.
OK. Typical student, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And the next question. How many eggs would you eat in a week? 1, 2?
Well, I don't do much cooking as a rule, but every Sunday I make myself a nice fried breakfast as a treat. That's sausages, bacon and 2 eggs, the works. Lovely.
That sounds OK once a week, but I wouldn't recommend it on a regular basis. Too much fat. And how about fresh fruit? Does it figure in your diet at all?
Nah, not really. Well, I know it's bad, but I'm just not in the habit, really. Well, I suppose I might eat an apple once in a blue moon, but that's about it.
Pity. But I suppose it's better than nothing. And would you say you had a sweet tooth?
No, I guess so. Well, most people have, haven't they? Me? I can't resist a bar of chocolate.
OK, one more question. Is eating healthily important to you at all? I mean, would you choose one thing rather than another because it was more healthy?
No, I can't say that I would. I don't really think there's any difference in taste. I think all this craze for organic food is rubbish. It's just a way to make money.
OK. Well, that's more or less it, apart from the last section.
The interviewer asks the student for some details about himself. Look at questions 8 to 10.
No more than 3 words, remember? So name, Jamie, now you have to add her family name or whatever, or his rather. And which course is he in?
Now listen to their
which year is he
conversation
in? So
and
you need
answer
to
questions
focus and
8
find
to
out.
10. Write no more than 3 words for each answer.
If I could just take a couple of personal details. Your name? It's not obligatory, actually.
Oh, that's all right. I'm Jamie Buckingham.
Is that Buckingham as in the palace?
Sorry? Yeah, that's right. Buckingham.
Got that. And which course are you on, Jamie?
I'm doing a degree in travel and tourism.
Lucky you. That's in the business studies faculty, right?
Correct.
And which year are you in?
I'm in my 2nd year. 1 more to go.
Right. That's everything. Thanks a lot for your help.
No problem. Cheers.
That is the end of the section. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Okay, so the half a minute that they gave you at the end of the first section should be used to read these questions, and then another half a minute that they are going to give you to read the questions, so that the total amount would be 1 minute again. So 1 minute you get before every section, and that is the time where you underline the keywords so that you can then concentrate on those keywords for the answers. So we are talking about healthy eating. Our answers should be no more than 3 words. Very important to eat a DASH diet. People in Europe and USA eat DASH more sugar than in 1800. Try to eat plenty of fresh fruit and vegetable. DASH servings a day if possible. Avoid foods containing a lot of sugar, especially DASH drinks. And then cut down on fat. Eat lean meat, poultry, fish, and low-fat DASH. So you can always say what is low-fat available in the market. Eat no more than DASH eggs a week. I think we can play it also so that we can go on. Let's just play it. And try to eat regularly DASH a day most nutritious fruit is N dash, contains 165 per 100 grams and dash protein as milk. So let's see.
Focus on listening 2. Healthy eating. Section 2. You will hear a short talk about healthy eating. First, look at questions 1 to 10.
A minute before and half a minute now. This is going to help you tremendously. And you will be able to anticipate and find the answers also a bit easily. Very important to eat a DASH diet. What kind of diet? You'll just find out. And people in Europe and USA eat dash more sugar. How much more sugar? Listen carefully.
Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
I think that's all I need to say at this stage by way of an introduction to the college. But just to round off the morning, we can turn to something different, a subject which I think is close to most people's hearts: food. So let me introduce Linda Golding, the college welfare officer. Linda.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Yes, I'm here to say a few words about healthy eating. And the first thing I want to emphasize is the importance of a balanced diet. The right balance is vitally important for health, both mental and physical, especially when you're studying hard or under stress. I know it's tempting to eat a lot of snacks and takeouts, but remember that they tend to contain a lot of sugar and fat, and we eat too much sugar. Did you know that in Europe and the USA, we're eating about 20 times as much sugar as we did in 1800? Shocking, isn't it? And also 5 times as much fat. No wonder there's been a huge increase in heart disease and other illnesses in the West. So in the short time I've been allotted, I'd like to run through some basic principles. Now, one of the most important things to include in our diet is fresh fruit and vegetables. The advice is that we should be aiming to eat 5 servings every day. It sounds a lot, I know, but you soon reach that if you have a banana with your breakfast, an apple at lunch, and 3 vegetables with your evening meal. Secondly, most of us need to try and reduce our sugar intake. Remember that many processed foods and ready meals contain sugar. And the one thing to be especially careful about is carbonated drinks like lemonade and cola. They're usually packed full of sugar. So avoid carbonated drinks and choose water or fruit juice instead. It's better for you. Another thing to watch is your fat intake. Most of the fat in our diet comes from meat and dairy products. So try and stick to lean meat, poultry, and fish, and make a point of choosing low-fat dairy products. Things like yogurt or skimmed milk. Oh, and don't buy hard cooking fat. Use sunflower oil instead. Next, we all know that cholesterol is a bad word. It's found in meat and dairy products, of course, but don't forget that it's also in eggs. So limit the number of eggs you eat to 3 or 4 a week. That's what the health experts suggest. And just a couple more points. Most of us eat far too much salt, and that can lead to high blood pressure. So cut down the amount of salt you add to food. When you're cooking, try using lemon juice instead as a way of enhancing the flavor. Finally, don't be tempted to skip meals. It's much better for your health if you eat regular light meals 3 times a day rather than just one enormous meal. Now, just for fun, here's a question for you. What do you think is the world's most nutritious fruit? An apple, would you say? Or an orange? Well, you may be surprised. It's actually an avocado pear. You know, those dark green fruits you see in salads sometimes? Avocado pears contain about 165 calories for every 100 grams. That's more than eggs or milk. They also contain twice as much protein as milk and more vitamin A, B, and C. Well, That's all I have time for now. And yes, it's lunchtime. So enjoy your meal and be healthy.
That is the end of the section. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
For the next section, and try to read the questions and underline the keywords so you become familiar with the next part.